I had to start off with a smile. Yes. Let me pat the hair a little bit. It's been over a week. My hair still is straight on the outside. We ain't gonna talk about the roots, okay? My hairdresser was hairdresser. I was telling my age. My stylist tried a new product to see how long, because she know I work out, so she's trying to see how long my hair will last straight after working out and everything. It's been over a week. It's been okay. It's been okay. The roots, but outside is okay. So hello, happy Tuesday, happy terrific tantalizing Tuesday. Um, it's real estate Tuesday. It's real estate Tuesday. So let's do it, right? So if you don't know who I am, which you should, right? No, my name is Toria Howard. I'm a real estate professional here in Memphis, Tennessee. I also help people build legacies by showing them how to maximize their personal credit profile to maximize their credit profile, and also do business funding. But we talking real estate today. It's Real Estate Tuesday. Thank you for all jumping on. Uh, Tell me where you're from. Put it in the comments. Tell me where you're from. This can't apply to everybody. I'm just going to gear it towards Memphis today because I am a realtor in Memphis. But this is going to apply for anybody on how to find, homes in your area, or also, the programs in your area. So, this would be awesome for you to understand because it's so much money. Thank you from Maryland. You got Mississippi. Tell me where you're from. Put in the comments. you know, it's so essential that people understand that they're leaving money on the table for these governments. The government has set aside so much money for people to buy a home, and you leaving it on the table because you don't know about it. So I'm gonna talk about the programs in Memphis, but all cities and states have these programs. So drop a one in the comments if you are new to my live. Drop a two if this is your second time, maybe seeing me, and drop a three if you've been here more than twice. That'd be awesome. So let's get into it. So I am in Memphis, so I'm gonna talk Memphis real estate. Memphis is a 54% rental market. So if you are looking to be an investor, hola. If you're looking to be an investor, Memphis is one of the best places to invest in. I know. Well, thank you, newcomer. Um, it, Hi, Tony. Look, I know that everybody hear about Memphis, the crime and all of that, but people still need a place to live. And the odds are, it's a 54% rental market. Is a good place to be a landlord. Make you some passive income, however you want to do it. A lot of people do travel here, here for Elvis and different type of things. We have a lot of basketball tournaments now. The Grizzlies are doing well, and we having bike week this week. It's crazy. All the bikers are here this weekend, or this week, I should say, throughout the weekend. So if you had an Airbnb, you can make up some real money for a whole week. These people are here. So, the Airbnb restrictions here are not as stringent as in other places. So it's kind of wide open in a sense. And Tennessee's landlord versus tenant laws are geared towards the landlord. So you have a lot more rights here. So just a little tidbit. But in Memphis, you have 217 new homes on the market. 245 have been sold, and it's 158 pending. So what that means is these are houses that are on their way to being sold. So that's why they're pending. If you look at your own real estate market, you'll see the same thing. But things are still moving. Things are still moving and shaking. I know, like at the beginning of the year, there was only like 150 new homes. Now it's 217 new homes on the market. So um, let's talk about the interest rates right quick. Hi, Allegra. So, like I always tell my clients, listen, paying 100% and not investing in yourself, you do it, you do the math versus 7% and investing in yourself. I know the interest rates are high. They're not going to go down to 2%. I'm sorry. They're not going to go down to 0 and 1%, all those good interest rates. You should have bought a house then, but you still can buy a house now and refinance it later when rates go down. That's just how it goes. So Right now, if you have a 740 to an 850, the interest rate is going to be the same. So it's good to get your credit score up to a 740 so you can maximize those rates. So right now, the interest rate is 7.3%. That's a national average. You might be able to find some banks that have something lower. If you have a 739 to 720, it's 7.5%. If you are 719 to 700, 7.6. If you're 699 to 680, it's 7.8%. 679 to 660, you're at 8%. 659 to 640, you're at 8.3%. 639 to 620 at an 8.4. So if you understand FHA guidelines, which is a government loan, you can buy a home with a 580, but you know your interest rate is going to be higher. And you have to have 3% down. So even if I know I'm a financial literacy consultant, but sometimes it's better to buy the house if you have, the 580 and use these programs. Now you cannot use down payment assisted programs with a 580. You have to have at least a 640, 650, depending on your city and state. So that's one of the things I'm going to go over. Now, last week, let me recap. Last week, I kind of went over the steps in getting started in the home buying process. I don't know if Tony is still on here, but she knows. She bought a home. I think it's been about 2-3 years now, Tony. So there are steps to getting prepared for home ownership, and that's what I talked about last week. So go back to my live last week and check that out. So, I talked about, what you need to start off with, doing your research. Research. You need to know and understand the market that you're in first and foremost. Okay. 2 years. Okay. Happy house anniversary, Tony. So, you need to do your research, know your market, know what neighborhood you want to live in. I went over all of that. I talked about what your credit profile has to have, what it needs to look like, because everybody is stuck on the score, but it's actually your credit profile, okay, that gets you approved. Because you can have a 700 and don't get approved for a mortgage. I'm just saying. So you need to make sure you have the proper credit lines, the proper mix of credit, and you have no derogatories, especially late payments and collections. Bankruptcies are okay if they're like 2 years or older, and no repossessions, no evictions or anything like that on there either. So that, getting your profile together, and then understanding your budget. You can go to it's a calculator that you can go to that will help you calculate how much, like, know what you make, okay, because we talking about budgeting, how to set up a savings, how to pay down debt. So like I said, go back and look at that live from last week. But you have to know what your income is, what it says on your tax returns, your W-2s, because that's what they're basing on. And then understand how that works versus your debt. 45% has debt to income ratio. DTI is it's abbreviation. So you need to have 45%. Usually if you have a higher credit score, you can have like 65%, depending on the credit score, how much money you make. Okay. The more money you make and you have high debt and you're managing that debt well, they'll let you have 65%. But all in all, it's 45% debt to income. So you only can have 45% of debt versus your income. You can go and find a calculator. I'm trying to find the website. Did I? Bank rate. If you Google bank rate, how much a house I can afford, you can go in there, put in your annual gross income, your monthly debt. Your down payment is going to, vary, depending on, and then the interest rate based on your credit score, and you will see how much home that you can afford. So it's good to know how much home you can afford because you don't want to be disappointed. So go in and look at bank rates calculator and do all of that. And, sometimes you have to start where you are. A lot of people don't want to start where they are, you know, start where you are, buy the house, and then use that house as leverage to buy the dream home. You have to start somewhere, right? Because home ownership is a huge commitment. So you need to start somewhere. Okay. So let's talk about the down payment assistance programs we have in Memphis. So if you're in the Memphis area, shout. shout it out, share this video with somebody that's, if you're in the Memphis area, these are programs that are in the city. So you have a citywide down payment assistance program, and you can get this from memphistennessee.gov. It's right there for you to see, but they're not going to blast this and advertise it. So I'm here to share with you. So you have a citywide DPA program. So one is called citywide DPA. So your maximum income limit is 80% of area median income and may purchase anywhere in the city limits. So what does that look like? So basically, if you're a single person, your income cannot, this is in Memphis, and you can find this in any government in any city. They have these programs, but this is just for Memphis. The first one is called City of Memphis Down Payment Assistance Program, citywide DPA. If you're a single person, your income cannot exceed $43,050. If it's two of you, it cannot exceed $49,200. If it's three household, it's the household size. It can't exceed $55,350. If it's four people in the household, it cannot exceed $61,450. If it's five people, it cannot exceed $66,400. And if you have six people in your household, your income cannot exceed $71,300. That's just what this program is, right? So, you're going to receive up to 10% of the sales price, not to exceed $10,000. So they're going to give you $10,000 for this program to buy a home. So you don't have to save that money. And your income requirements are here. So you must be a first-time home buyer, though. You have to go to the HUD counseling. You have to maintain the property as a primary residence for 5 years. Okay. A second lien placed on the property for 5 years, released if all terms are met. You have a minimum investment of 1% of sales price. So you have to bring a little money to the table. So that's where the savings come in. And the maximum sales price is $265,000. So that's for that one. So that's that down payment assistance program. You have Memphis Housing Authority. It's 80% of median household income. Same income parameters. This you have to be a first-time home buyer, but you have to stay in the house for 3 years instead of 5. So that's the difference. This is the citywide DPA. So this program, you only have to be in there 3 years instead of 5. Give you some time to build up some equity, but you still have to have the 1% of the sales price investment. So you have to have that savings. That's what that means. You have to have 1% of the sales price in your savings account. So what does that look like if you're talking about, I'm going to find my calculator. So if you're talking about that, let's talk about the maximum. 265. What is it? 265,000. That's just the maximum times 1%. You have to have $26,50. So $2,650 saved. And that's for the maximum. If you cannot save $2,650, you need to reevaluate your income. You need to reevaluate how you're budgeting and all that. All you need is $2,650 to purchase a home in the city of Memphis. Okay? For these programs right here. So you have to have some skin in the game. So I know people get confused and they'll say, oh, no money down, no money down. Yes, they are providing assistance, but they still want you to have some savings. So all you need is $2,650 to purchase a home in Memphis. Okay. For these two programs. So the other program, if you're on Section 8, even if you're on Section 8, you can purchase a home. And Section 8 is nationwide. So this is the same program nationwide that you can get in. If you're on Section 8, you can purchase a home. Same income parameters. Still, you have to have the 1% down, $2,650. If you're on Section 8, that means you either paying no rent or minimum rent. If you cannot save $2,650, you need to reevaluate the way you use your money. I'm just saying. But with this one, you had to be a first time home buyer. It's still 3 years, and you have to. Is the lien is going to stay on the property for 5 years. As well, and the maximum sales price is 265,000. Now, 265,000, depending on the neighborhood, is still a pretty decent home, especially in if you go to the 38134 area, which is like the Bartlett Raleigh area. Those are some good sized homes, and you can get a home in that area between 200 and 260. That's still like three bedroom, two baths a home or bigger. So that's just an example. $2,650 is all you need to buy a home. I'm just saying. So even on Section 8, same parameters. Then you have the targeted area DPA. This one, the other ones are citywide. This is just a targeted area. So it's still the same income parameters. You still have to have the 1% saved of the sales price. So if the maximum sales price is 265,000 here in Memphis, you have to have $2,650 saved. I'm just gonna keep on reiterating, because $2,650 is not that much. So if you think about it, think about how much what you have how much you've messed up 2,000 and what you spent it on. That's a really good vacation, low key. You just need to save it for a little short period of time. So this one, it seems like it has the same parameters though, but it might just target certain neighborhoods. I'm just looking. But you can use this one for if you're on Section 8 too, but you still have to have it's the same parameters. Um, as far as purchasing. Let me make sure. Yes. Yes. So the income limits are still the same, depending on your household. So if you're a single person, 43,050 is how much you can make. If it's a two-person household, 49,200. If you are it's people, that's 55,350. If you are a single parent, using these programs can buy you a home. Like there is no way that you should still be. I mean, if renting works for you, renting works for you. But home ownership is a way to, add that value to your family. And you can use that to, acquire more real estate if you want to, or, use it to level up. It's a starter. Start somewhere. You don't have to stay there forever, but use the city's money. They have this money, $10,000 to give you. This is just the city money. Now, you have programs that's giving people $25,000 to purchase a home. And all you have to do is have savings. So, Lakenya, you got to have the $2,650 saved. So you have income parameters. So I don't know how many. I think do you only have two? If you have two children, it's three. So it's 3-person household. You cannot make more than $55,350. You have to stay in the home at least 3 to 5 years. And there will be a second lien on the property, which means that it'll be a second mortgage taken out after the 5 years. That'll fall off because they want to secure their loan, to secure that the property, and make sure that you're going to stay there and not default. The maximum sales price is 265,000, so you cannot go over 265,000. So I mean, I know you have the two kids, so like I said, you only can make 55,350 with this program, but you only need the 3,000 saved. And it doesn't say what your credit requirement has to be, but I'm pretty sure it's probably in the 640 or above range with no derogatories. So you have okay, so those are the down payment assistance programs. So that's the difference. Then you have the home buyer incentive programs. Okay. So these are a little bit different. So the maximum income limit is 200% of the area median income and must purchase within the 15 designated areas within the city. Right. So with this one, you can make a little bit more money. So these are for the people that make more money. So if you are a single person and you make 43,000 to $104,000 a year, you have to be a first time home buyer. You had to stay in the house for 5 years. You still had to have 1% of the sales price, and the maximum sales price is still 265,000. So that is for that, but that's just for people that have a larger income. And so for two people it's 49,000 to 200 to 110,000. Three people is 55,000 to 116,000. Four people 61,000 to 122,000. Five person household is 66,000 to 127,000, and six people is 71,000 to 132,000. So it gives you a little bit more money or whatever, but you still have to stay um at this 265, and you have to buy in designated areas. And this program is for police, fire, teachers, and citizens. So it's for everybody. And I actually used this program. Actually, I used two. I used a teacher program like this and a first time homebuyer program, because they've been around. First time homebuyer programs are not new, because when I bought my house in 2010, I used one too. So you must maintain your employment with the city for 5 years. Um, this is EMT. You must be City of Memphis firefighter or EMT, not on probation. There are no income limits. Um, so that's for the fire. So police, um, the minimum of 1 year. So if you're a police officer in Memphis, you have to be a minimum of 1 year, no income limits. You have to purchase in the city of Memphis, and you have to be on the department for 5 years. For firefighters and EMT, it's the same thing. For teachers, you must be a minimum of 2 years in the city. No income limits. You must buy in Memphis, and then you must stay in the area for 5 years. So that's that program. So the next one is program incentive for strictly. Well, they have it broke down. So that one's for the citizens. The other one have strictly for police, firemen, and teachers. But I just went over those. So no, they don't have anything pertaining to credit per se, but I know lenders that have these programs and use these programs, and you have to have at least a 640 from what they were telling me. At least a 640, and no derogatories. So this is just a down payment assistance program to get the money. You still have to meet the lender requirements. The lender requirements are different. So this is just the minimum requirements to get the money to purchase the home. The lender requirements are separate, if you get what I'm saying. So the lender requirements, like I said, minimum 640. Some of them use some of them is a 620. If you have a 620, of course your interest rate is going to be higher. I did go over that. But you sometimes it's between 620, 640, depending on the program, depending on the bank. And then you can use it, will go out, depending on what your circumstances are, they will go out and find these programs for you. But that's why I said, do your own research. Don't let the lenders, and I love the lenders, don't let the lenders tell you what you can get. Know what you can get. Know what you qualify for. Before you even go to them, do your own research. That's all I'm saying. And that's nationwide. You have to put a lot of trust in the lenders and everything. They're going to get you to the closing table, but allow them to tell you what they have, but also be knowledgeable of what you qualify for as far as any incentives. If you are a police, fireman, EMT, or teacher, you have incentives. If you are a household that don't of 1 through 6 and don't make more than 71,000, they give it 10,000 away. But there are other programs in the city of Memphis that are giving $25,000. And what does that 25,000 include? That $25,000 includes your closing costs. So a lot of banks have those incentives as well. So you need to just make sure when you're going to these banks and the different people that you're going to get your loan from, that you understand the programs in your city, in your county, in your state, and know what you qualify for. Know what your income is, know what the limits are, know all those things, because you don't want somebody to tell you what you qualify for. and then you qualify for more, or they promise you something that they can't give you. So just always know. Okay. So I said a lot. So I just wanted to come and, educate you all to this day. I said this day, on the money that's being left on the table. You all, like, at minimum, you leaving 10,000 on the table, and all you need is $2,650 to purchase a home in the city of Memphis. If you are in another state or county or city, go. This is on memphistn.gov. I just, it's out here. Are they advertising it? Not at all. So, but the information is ready available. It's here. And like I said, do your research. Don't trust any information but your own. Know the process through and through, because it is your life, is your money, is your credit, is your profile. This is your name that's going on this. So yes, pick a real estate professional that cares and do all those type of things. Pick a lender that cares and wants to see you go to the closing table, but still be knowledgeable of what you're getting into. Understand the processes, understand the different loan products, understand the different assistance programs that are in your city, your county, and your state. The government, the federal government has given every state, city, county, okay, money to help people purchase a home. It is an act that Biden put in place when he became president. The money is there. Now, when the presidents change, we don't know if you're going to have it. So it's good to jump on that now, because it's politics as usual, like Jay-Z would say. If you don't jump on it, if you don't press on it, if you don't press the gas, and come February or January, I should say, but usually regulations don't kind of get halted and stuff like that or changed until like February, March. If you continue to wait, this money could be gone. So I'm just saying, this money, what, it's been 4 years almost. This money has been sitting, waiting, and they can't use it for anything else. So it's not just for teachers, it's not just for police, it's just for firemen, EMT, it's for regular everyday citizens. If you are on Section 8, it does not matter. If you only make a certain amount of money a year, hopefully you're making at least, in the 40s. Know your salary. It's only based on what is your gross, not your net. Know what know your income, know your budget, know all those things. And if you need help, and it doesn't matter. Nationwide, I can help you nationwide. I have realtors nationwide, from California to New York. I know a lot of realtors. So, because I network like crazy. But I can help you. I can coach you through this process, and you can take it back to your city and state and do the same thing. If you need help with your personal profile, I can help you and show you what you need to get qualified. The time waits for no one. And like I said, if a Republican president comes in, we don't know what's going to happen. If a Democrat president comes in, we don't know what's going to happen. So you need to take advantage of these incentives. It's been here for almost 4 years. Okay. Like I said, some banks got 25,000. And if you qualify $25,000 to buy a home, we're leaving the money on the table. I'm just saying. It's just sitting there waiting for somebody to grab it, to come get it. So you got a minimum of $10,000 to buy a home in the city of Memphis. You have a maximum of $25,000 to buy a home in the city of Memphis, in Shelby County. I should say Shelby County, not just the city, but Shelby County. But in the city specifically, at least $10,000. What would you do with $10,000? How long would it take you to raise or save. I not raise, not a fundraiser, but maybe you could. How long would it take you to save $10,000? Somebody put in the comments. How long do you think it would take for you to save $10,000 with all the things that you have, all the bills, the children? Because groceries is high. $200 don't go nowhere at the grocery store. Because I spent $350 for a whole week of work worth of food. Okay, so understand. Stop leaving the money on the table because you don't want to be disciplined enough to get your personal profile or your income or your debt or whatever it is that you need to do that's holding you back together. If it's a mindset thing, you have to learn what is your blocks. I was a spender. That was the problem. What is your relationship with money? You have to know your relationship with money. I was a spender. Some people are, think they won't ever get any more, so they're going to just hold on to it. Some people don't know how to save. Some people don't know how to pay off their debt and they're drowning. I can show you how to do that. So I bid you adieu, as they say in Shakespeare. And I just want to come and, educate you for a minute, 30 minutes on what you can do to buy a home in Shelby County and the city of Memphis. But if you are in any other city or state, they have the same programs. Go to your city website and find out what the down payment assistance programs are for your state. I would love to know. I would love to know. So I will see you all later and have a blessed night. I got work to do. Let's go.